Dion Fortune says money is a symbol of human energy. Money, for a lot of people, determines their decisions, controls their lives, and some people even judge others purely on the money they have and the means they use to get it. But the messages coded in the symbols of that money may be more valuable to us than the money itself. That's why we're going to take a look at some of these symbols right now. The money symbols on the dollar bill discussed. Starting with the pyramid on the back of the $1 bill. A pyramid has 4 sides, and they are the 4 points of the compass. There is somebody at each point on the bottom of the pyramid. When you are on the bottom of the pyramid, you will either be on one side or on the other. But when you get up to the top, the points all come together. And that's where the eye of God opens. To the people founding this nation, it represented the God of reason. USA is the first nation in the world that was established on the basis of reason instead of simply warfare. And according to Joseph Campbell, these founders were 18th century deists. Deist meaning a believer in deism, and deism meaning belief in the existence of a God on purely rational grounds without reliance on revelation or authority. So Joseph Campbell goes on to state that it says, "In God we trust," on the dollar bill, but that it's not the God of the Bible. As these founders did not believe in a fall. They did not think the mind of man was cut off from God. Joseph Campbell states that the mind of man, cleansed of secondary and merely temporal concerns, beholds with the radiance of a cleansed mirror, a reflection of the rational mind of God. He says that reason puts you in touch with God. All men are capable of reason. He also let us know that these symbols came from a certain quality of mythology, and that it's not the mythology of special revelation telling people the way things should be. Because these founders rejected the idea of the fall, man was not cut off from his source. On the pyramid there are 13 ranges, and the Roman numerals on the bottom of the pyramid equate to 1776. 1776 for the date of the formation of the Bavarian Illuminati, May 1st, 1776. When you add 1 plus 7 plus 7 plus 6, it will equal 21, which, as Joseph Campbell puts it, is the age of reason. You can gamble in casinos at 21, you can drink when you're 21, etc., etc. And also in 1776, the 13 states declared independence. The 13 states, the 13 ranges on the pyramid. And 13 is the number of rebirth and transformation. Like Christ who died and was reborn, he was the 13th after his 12 apostles. 13 sheds the 12 signs of the zodiac or the grid, the zodiac wheel, and it leaves those boundaries and enters the transcendent. And thus the 13 colonies, 13 states, 13 ranges on the pyramid represent the birth of a new nation. As Joseph Campbell states, this 13 states thing is no mere coincidence, and moreover, we have Novus Ordo Seclorum written out, meaning a new order of the world. And the Annuit Coeptus, which means he has smiled on our accomplishments or activities. He meaning the I, the God of reason. This being a reflection of God's original creation. Through reason, Joseph Campbell says, if we look behind the pyramid, you see desert representing Europe's wars and wars and wars, and that we've pulled ourselves out of it and created a state in the name of reason, not in the name of power, and out of that will come the flowerings of a new life, represented by the vegetative growth in front of the pyramids. On the other side of the dollar bill, we have the eagle. The eagle is the bird of Zeus and represents the downcoming of the god into the field of time. The bald eagle, the American eagle. This is the American version of the eagle of the highest god, Zeus. The eagle, Zeus, descends into the world of the pairs of opposites, the world of action. One mode of action is war and the other is peace. So with his claws, his feet, the eagle holds 13 arrows, representing the principle of war. In the other foot he holds a laurel leaf with 13 leaves, representing the principle of peaceful conversation. Notice that the eagle is not looking in the direction of, the eagle is looking in the direction of the laurel leaf, which can be said to represent the way our founders would wish us to be looking, toward peace, toward diplomacy. But in case that doesn't work, we are fortunate enough to hold the arrows in the other foot. Also, the eagle is looking west, which indicates the Illuminati's, or the plutocrats/globalists' control over the West. On the eagle's tail is 9 feathers. 9 is Yesod on the tree of life, or the astral double. 9 is the number of the descent of the divine power into the world. When the angelus rings, it rings 9 times. The angelus is a bell rung to announce the time for a prayer said in commemoration of the incarnation. Remember the eagle and Zeus. According to Joseph Campbell, the eagle represents what is indicated in the sign above his head, the seal of Solomon or the Star of David. Each of the triangles is a tetrachus, which is beyond the scope of this video, but the tetrachus shows what the eagle shows, which is the way in which the transcendent manifests itself in the world. So the United States was founded on governing properly from the apex of the triangle, the eye at the top of the pyramid, the eye of the God of reason. Reason is a kind of thinking, which is more than thinking, and has to do with finding the ground of being, and the fundamental structuring of order of the universe. But like I said before, and as Jordan Maxwell, an authority on theology, symbolism, and occult matters points out, the 1776 was not put there because of the declaration of our independence and our birth as a nation, but instead to represent the Bavarian Illuminati's founding on May 1st, 1776. So it's no surprise that George Washington's advice given during his farewell address to not engage in foreign alliances could only be heeded for so long. Our ability to govern with reason was thwarted when we rejoined the British conquest of the planet in World War I. And as Joseph Campbell pointed out, we no longer govern with reason, but we have climbed down from the apex and chosen a side. All our concerns are now economic and political. We have lost all concern for the voice of reason, which is why it comes as no surprise that the Bohemian Grove, or Bohemian Club Owl, is hidden on our US dollar bill. A club shrouded in mystery, and seems to be one that influences the direction of the world, with their fiery sacrificial ritual to their 45-foot stone owl, the great owl of Bohemia, in their cremation of care ceremony. Our dollar bill, our money as a whole, holds messages, coded symbols that give us clues to our past, our present, and the things the globalists who are influencing over our future, while most of us float by fate, find to be of great importance. Which is why, as always, we'll keep peeling back the layers, layer by layer. So until next time.
Here comes